Paddy.
You're us.
Thank you for having us in your house. First of all, there's a lot that we have to cover off today, and to get to 100, that's an amazing milestone, and we're gonna break that down completely. But in order to get to that game, you have to play one first. And I can imagine, just even as a youngin, because I know it happened awfully quickly for you, but even as a youngin, there would have been a point where one Blues game would have been the ultimate dream. Can we go to the first game? One, do you remember the first game, the lead into the week, how you were feeling, who you played? Run us through the first week.
Yeah, 2014, playing the Highlanders down there. I was actually named on the bench, so to be honest, I don't think I'd get a look in at all. So to be named on the playing 23, I was pretty excited. Big week. I mean, first big occasion I've ever had in terms of rugby. Everything leading up to that point as well.
Another change here for the Blues. Patrick Tuipulotu, he comes on for Liaki-Moli. He's a big man. He's on debut.
Yeah, get down there, get on about 20 minutes. I'll get on, and Benji Marshall's debuting as well, so it's pretty special.
That's not bad.
And then, yeah, ended up scoring a try on my debut, and then started the next week.
Holy heck.
Now they go back to the far side, and playing advantage, but it's not required. That is Tuipulotu who scores it.
Can you remember who else was not on your team, but who did you play against? Like, who was in the Landers? Because Benji, obviously that's marquee, but who was in the Landers? Can you remember?
Aaron Smith, Malakai Fekitoa.
Oh yeah, the squad.
Good mate, yeah. So those are probably the main ones I remember.
This has kind of been your team, right? Like growing up, you grew up in a Blues house. What do the Blues mean to you in everything that you've been able to achieve, but also, I guess that they've helped you in your lifestyle live?
Yeah, I mean, growing up in Auckland for myself has been tough. Well, it has been tough. Growing up with my family, and sort of, I'd tell the story to some close friends. We grew up in a state house, and I shared a bedroom with my two brothers right up until I think my first Blues contract. So that's special. And that's something I hold dear to my heart in terms of motivation and what keeps me going. So playing at the Blues, for the Blues, very historical team, and the history there in terms of success they've had at the start is a big driver for that. And I think, I don't know, I just love the Blues jersey. I love coming into the Blues every day to work, and there's a lot of great people that have gone before, a lot of great people there now. And that's part of why I love the Blues. It's my region, it's my city. Got to back it and rep it everywhere I go. So it's a big part of it.
Obviously, I'm awfully lucky and close friends, and we've done life together for basically since we started in 2014. It was probably when we met for the first time. And for those who don't know, you have a couple of nicknames. One's Boo Boo, was from your partner, calls you Boo Boo, and now we all call you Boo Boo. The other one is Skip, which is a heck of a title for, I guess, your friends to call you, but you're also the skipper when you're here in the country, when you're playing with the Blues as well. What does it mean for you to play for the Blues, would be the skipper of those boys? Because you're a man who, when you speak, there's so much weight in your words, but lead by actions at the same time as well.
Yeah, I suppose the leadership part of it is sort of grown on me. I think you've got to earn it. You can't just be thrust upon it, and sometimes learning or being thrown in the deep end is a good way to learn. But I think for me, the people there, the leaders there who are before me, guys like Kevin Milamu, Jerome Kaino, I really learned a lot from those guys, and a big part of it was sort of being of the same skin colour. They helped me quite a bit. Obviously, you know, I don't talk much, but I feel like if I have to say something, I'll say it. And when I do, I feel like that brings weight and meaning. Leading the Blues team is something special. I was just thinking about it the other day. I lead the Blues team, my partner Phoenix leads the Mystics team, and I think that's a feat in itself. I've got to be proud of that. And it comes with its challenges. Sometimes it gets lonely, being a leader and obviously being the captain of a team. You've got to make some tough decisions, but in saying that, there's other guys who've gone through the struggle, especially at the Blues, who have sort of grown in themselves and being leaders. Talking guys like the Ioane brothers, who have a big impact on the team now, and Dalton, who come up through the grades, and sort of seeing the struggle that we've had. And I think that's probably the most enjoyable part of leading the team, is actually seeing the other guys lead as well, because I certainly wouldn't have done or wouldn't have gotten this far on my own.
Yeah, without doubt. Speaking of, because you can talk about this journey that the Blues have been on, what's the difference that you've noticed between, let's go with game 1 and game 100? And there might be a bit of an open-ended question and a tough one to answer, but can you see any notable differences? Is there something that stayed the same potentially the whole way through that you pinpoint and go, yeah, this is why I'm part of the Blues? But is there something along the journey that really stands out to you in terms of either edge of that sword?
That's a tough question, I think. That's a hard one. I don't know. Like, obviously, we've had a few coaches at the helm change. We've had guys coaches that have come in and really enhanced our culture, guys like Tana. And then after him, you had Leo McDonald, and I think he enhanced the game plan and how we play tactically. And then now even with Vern, sort of a tough edge and a basic, simple edge that we play with now. And I think you learn something from all of those coaches, and with this group of guys, it's probably, for the most part, it's been the same group right through that whole, all those changes. So I'll joke about it, but another year and you get wiser each year.
Yeah.
So a lot of this crew started young, but now we're sort of in the prime years where they're really taking things head on and really starting to sort of show the true colours and all that they've learned throughout the years. So it's hard to pinpoint one thing, but I think just the growth of different personalities, different coaches, and learning different things over the years.
I want to see if you can pinpoint this one thing. This one might be tough. You've been, I'll say blessed is probably the word, to be able to play with some of the greats, especially with that Blues jersey. But is there one person that you go, maybe Palmer, your daughter, you go, hey, I was pretty cool when I was younger and I got to play with this person? Is there one person in the Blues that you spend time with and you go, yeah, that was pretty cool that I got to play with him? Because actually now I'm thinking about it, you can even list off, like you said, the Benjis and the Sunny Bulls came here to play, but you got the Loms and Mialamus and Dan Carter, who is the greatest Blues of all time, because is he the greatest player? Did he play for the day? But you've got to play with a bunch.
Oh, it's tough. Yeah, I think there's a long list.
Leave me alone, Blues, guys. That was a joke.
Oh, that's too hard. I can't pinpoint one. Like, yeah, Benji Marshall's got to be up there.
Yeah.
Like, just the superstar he was in league, and then sort of coming over, and he brought the same, I wouldn't call it stardom, but that same energy that came with him to the Blues, and sort of experienced, not through myself, but through him, that level of fame or just people knowing him. And that was a cool thing to experience. But then you also had guys like Jerome. I looked up to Jerome Kainoa as a kid, and being there training with him, playing against him, getting tackled by him, clobbered by him. That was a real cool experience as well. Even for the All Blacks, like playing with greats like Richie McCaw, Dan Carter, I don't know, many other people
You can say that.
that are still here playing now that managed to play, well, they got to play with those guys, so pretty grateful in that aspect. Stephen Lutor, he's probably one of the greats, a good friend. So, it's a lot, probably a long list.
Yeah, absolutely. One question that I've always thought to myself with you is, as a competitor, you've always wanted to play, and you put on the black jersey a bunch, but you arguably timed your run with the All Blacks and the locking partnership that was there with the greatest locking duo of all time. Now, as a competitor, I know you wanted to be out there, but as a fan, you also got a front row seat to see those boys go to work every single night. What's that been like for you?
At first, I was pretty starstruck, but then as time went on, I sort of understood these are some greats in front of me, and I'd have to bide my time to have a shot, and whenever I did get a shot, I'd have to make the most of it. So in that sense, it was quite tough, but being in the moment and learning off those guys, you couldn't really ask for a better apprenticeship, really. So very, like, learning from those two, both at the top of their game, pretty knowledgeable people, real tough. I think they probably set the standard in terms of how to lock in this day and age. So very inspiring at the same time.
What motivates you now? If you want to use a golf analogy, it's probably not the front line for you anymore, with all due love and respect, but I don't think we're on 18 either. So, we're on 14 or 15, and you probably wear more tape than anyone else in Super Rugby at the moment. So what motivates you to get up and just keep going?
I think for me at the start, it was all about providing for my family and,
Yeah.
you know, just young and just wanting to get stuck into everything. And now it's still the same, but I suppose providing for Palmer and my new family now. I still love trying to beat the crap out of people and trying to smash people. And that's right up there with the motivation. And I think a lot of it now is getting to a point where I'm helping a lot of young locks come through, young players, and I get the joy out of playing alongside them, but then having them ask questions and helping out where I can, and sort of being a role model in that way. And there's always a hunger for success. I mean, at the Blues, we still want to win a championship, and that's a big driver for me. So, like you said, the most tape, probably, everything's starting to break down. But you know, I'll keep pushing through. And
just to put that into context, like what are you nursing at the moment? So in order to play this coming weekend, there's the jaw, there's the elbow. What are you nursing just to be able to play up and show up this weekend?
Yeah, so obviously got jumper's knee, bit of jumper's knee.
Oh, that's always good.
Both knees and elbows.
He was a basketballer back in the day, where he didn't know about it.
Yeah, elbow. Just come off a concussion.
Yeah.
Had the broken arm, had the broken jaw recently. What else? Good look after the hips. Had hip surgery in 2015. The neck, sort of had problems with that. Nerve stuff going down my left arm, which makes the elbow a bit weak. So that's why the strapping's there. And,
but all for the city.
Yeah, all for the city.
I love it. Frick, I love
Not
that.
to mention I'm missing a tooth, so.
Oh, you can show everybody. It's a party trick.
Yeah, it's a party trick.
You did play the 100th. Run us through that week compared to the first week. The emotions that you felt after the game. Palmer, family, Fee, your fiance's down on the field with you, friends and family. We're all on the sidelines watching. Run us through that week.
It was quite funny because I was supposed to play my 100th last year. Yeah. In the start of the season, and then I got to the point where it come up to the week, and I was just thinking, what's going to happen this week? Am I going to make it? But I think everyone knows by now. Everyone knows me. I'm not one to make it a big celebration about me. Yeah. And for that week, I just wanted to keep it simple. We've got to train well because we're coming up against the Crusaders, and having them at home was probably the best chance for us to beat them there. So that was the big focus then. But then come game day, it was get to run out, see the little one, bring her out. I've been talking with her the whole week. I asked her if she wanted to run out to Eden Park with me, and she was yep. She's very excited. But then she got a bit of stage fright. But very special to do it against the Crusaders, and then even at home at Eden Park. Just happy I got through and get it done.
You made it through the other side, and we did. Well, you did bring it up there as well, and we've talked about it a couple of times. But the ultimate family man. When I think you. And everything that you're doing with Phoenix, your partner. But what's life like now, completely separate outside of rugby? What's day-to-day like? What's living with Phoenix like? For those who don't know, and I'll say it because you might not be allowed to say it, but just the most structured person I've probably ever met in my life. At 9:30 we do this, 10 a.m. we do this, so on and so forth. But also the most loving and caring person that I would always love to have in my corner.
Yeah, I suppose with Fee, I probably wouldn't be as good as I am today if I wasn't sort of with her. And don't say that lightly, because she is the most organised, structured. She loves routine, and like I'm the total opposite. I get very lazy and comfortable. So saying that though, she's the perfect mum, and she often becomes my mum at times. So
same. Yeah. So she's got me too.
So, alongside her own netball career, I don't know how she does it, but very strong, and she certainly keeps this household together. Off the pitch, we're pretty laid back at times. Yeah. Just like to leave sport at the door and relax and chill with Palmer.
How's Palmer changed everything?
Quite a bit. I mean, I think I noticed when I was training, especially in off-season, I just think about Palmer more when I'm doing my pre-season training, or when things are getting hard. Often think, doing this for Palmer, get through, run harder, lift harder, lift more, that sort of motivation drive. And then, yeah, whenever I have a bad day at training or a bad day in general, just coming home and getting the high day.
And they don't know about everything else.
Just makes it so much better.
Oh. She's the best.
Yeah.
As an uncle, I'm like, yeah, she's what excites you the most, before we wrap this up, what excites you the most about this year? You guys have an absolute squad. I think you have 94 All Blacks in the team, which is a record. But you guys have a team that can go out there and win it, do it for your city. What excites you the most about what you and the Blues can achieve this year?
Just the fact we haven't really hit our straps yet, eh?
Yeah.
We're still not hitting our full potential, and that's pretty exciting to me, especially with the run of games we've got coming up. We've got a pretty tough run against New Zealand teams heading into...
Go watch out for the Hurricanes.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that, you know. But yeah, that's probably the most exciting thing, just getting a gauge of, and testing ourselves in that run of games heading into the finals.
As a friend, a brother, one of the most universally loved men I've ever met in my life. Congratulations, brother.
Thank you.
I hope you go so well, except for against the Hurricanes, but congratulations on everything you've achieved.